the starting lineup for our side tonight. It's going to be TJ Gramesty, Brennan Wright, Emilio Gonzalez, Zach Malvazio, Logan Panett, Cal Johnson, Ryan Foscolo, Kieran Coleman, with Jack Gagan tailing up the lineup, facing all-star Conlon Taylor. He has been very good this season, Zach, and newly made a starter, has been very, very talented with a 10 innings pitch streak with no earned runs given.
Well, absolutely has been electric off the mound for the Senators. As you mentioned, pitched in 24 innings, only given up one earned run, has a whip of .96 and 26 strikeouts. So come in and been maybe one of the main reasons this Senators has been so successful in the second half of the season. 11
strikeouts in those two starting appearances. So he has really turned it up once he's got on the mound at this beginning portion. It'll be very good for the Senators to have a guy like him lead things for them, as their pitching staff has not been up to the snuff they've been hoping for this year. First pitch to the leadoff man, TJ Gramesty, who's playing center. Ground ball left side, scooped up by Hayes over to first, and let's quickly go through their defensive alignment. So Nolasco, Ewert, Nguyen will make up that middle out, or that full outfield, with Fulford and Rain making up the middle. Hayes and Lehman at the corners, and Anderson behind the dish will make up their battery, together with Taylor.
This Senators squad, we're the team that broke the Big Train's 10-game winning streak here a couple weeks ago at Shirley Povich. First pitch to the second man up, Brennan Wright, is in the zone.
Wright, one of 4 All-Stars to start this lineup. 5 total today as 2, and ground ball, short side, as he gets it over to third, and play made. Fantastic work from Hayes, and they've got 2 outs from that third baseman side.
Well, the Big Train makes some contact on their first 2 hitters, but nothing will allow them to reach first base. Up third now is the big hitter for the Big Train, Emilio Gonzalez.
So Gonzalez hits this in the air to left, pretty well struck. They're going back to the wall, and Nolasco will watch it bounce 1 hit over. A ground rule double as the pitcher, who does not have the DH spot tonight, with Ethan Adams, another pitcher at the designated hitting point, trying to fill in at left field. He can't do anything there, just bounces over him.
Well, your big players step up in big games, and that proves true here early on for the Big Train. Emilio Gonzalez, a Triple Crown winner with the Big Train last season, and season before that hit very well as also. So the player you would expect for the Big Train to open up their hitting, and a good double there.
Southern Maryland won 3-1 to advance into the semifinals. It's best of 3 series. Winner will go on to play in the Cal Ripken Senior League Final. There's also a 3-game series as Malvazio deep to left. Foul ball. If it was fair, it was a 2-0 lead.
Well, we mentioned the big bat of Gonzalez, but an even bigger bat this season has been Malvazio. He is the home run leader of the Cal Ripken Senior League and has lit up this ballpark and many other in the league multiple times this season with incredible home runs.
There's been a big potency difference in the lineups they're playing against, as that one on the ground, going to be a tough play. Gonzalez went for the steal, and he's safe under the tag of Hayes, and a runner at third base with 2 outs for Malvazio.
Really good awareness there from Gonzalez, as well as a good slide, as you mentioned, to get underneath that tag. Good moment for him there to put a little more pressure on this Senators pitcher.
1-1 from Taylor. Trying not to allow his second earned run of the season. First earned run of the playoffs is his first start of the playoffs. That one's fouled backwards by Malvazio. The other game, the earlier playoff game between Metro South County and Olney on the other side of the semifinals, is deadlocked at 1 in the top of the 5th. Malvazio this season finished his campaign in the regular season with a combined total of 91 runs, I believe, which was better than any member of this league. TJ Gramesty also went deep last game of the season, so as you can see, 2-2. Ground ball left side collected by Fulford. Go to first. A runner stranded as both teams a hit in the first, but they draw even at 0. We'll be right back on the Big Train Baseball Network. Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. It's the semifinals. Game 1. We're at the top of the second inning of Carson Cast with Zach Lewis by my left. Zach Anderson will lead things off for the Senators' side. The catcher making up the battery tonight. He's a Binghamton member, as well as Colin Taylor, who's the righty dealing for them. First pitch from our sideliner, Hogan. Ground ball right side collected by the second baseman, right? He's got out number 1.
Both of these teams just feeling each other out a little bit. Some soft contact hits, several defensive plays, 2 hits, 1 for each team so far, and nobody able to get themselves around the bases quite yet.
It'll be Kylo Wynn, Orlando lefty this season in the regular, 824 OPS hit yesterday. First pitch in there for a strike. Hogan's been very good, lefty-lefty, placing that breaking ball on a fastball tonight. That was what led him to, I suppose, doom earlier in the season and his last appearance against the Aces, as that one does miss on the inside portion.
Just a couple inches away from brushing Lewin's jersey there, but as you mentioned, Hoagland has been very good against his lefty batters.
Strike in there. It's a good fastball again. Wynn, redshirt sophomore out of Florida Atlantic. He will be playing with the Big Train's Kaiser Smith and TJ Gramnesty next season. He committed there, or he's playing there, excuse me. That one outside. Not played yet in his 3 seasons at FAU, much like Daniel Machado, who did not play his first season as a redshirt shortstop. Machado off the roster in the beginning of July due to injury. 2-2 from Hoagland. Sawed off backwards. He stays alive at that count even.
Hoagland here looking to take advantage of his 2 early strikes in the at-bat. Trying to work quickly through the Senators lineup.
2-2. Fouled backwards again, and Anderson, who's only struck out 6 times in 122 plate appearances, doing well with that. A Temecula, California native. In his senior year at for Kylo Wynn. Tailing Zach Anderson. Maybe note that those 2 guys have only struck out a combined 17 times, as less than anybody else on the roster who played over 50 games, 50 plate appearances. This season, 824 OPS and 11 strikeouts, 23 hits, and a pretty devastating error. Last time they were here at Shirley Povich Field, that ended up costing them 4 runs. One had a diving play and left. As the 2-2 cut on and missed. Second strikeout of the game for Hoagland, and Lewin will sit down as he waves at one.
We see Hoagland's pitch choice after getting ahead. The county is 1-2 in this one, and really giving him the opportunity to throw what he wants at these batters, and it's been very successful so far.
That'll bring up Ethan Adams, one of the two pitchers in this lineup. As he slugs this one into left field, that'll be another double this season for him. It's the third. If you're counting regular season, as actually he will not have the wheels at all. Kind of trots out of the docks. Definitely had room for two on a hit. Quick Gramesty, who we're not used to being out there, is able to get there quickly. Has one heck of an arm as he throws a frozen right back into the infield. So single for Adams.
It's been the trend in the last week and a half or so for Coach Sal when he chooses Gagan as his catcher.
Skied in the air by Yenli Nolasco. Into the air to right, and that's out number 3 as he can't drive home his Georgia State teammate Adams. So a hit, but nothing else going for the Senators. Will be right back as things have stalled very quickly. 3 scoreless frames we head to the bottom of the second. Hello and welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. Senators trying to hold the big train off after the big Gonzalez ground rule double. It's Logan Panette headed on his way to George Washington by way of Gaston after the redshirt freshman stint at Charlotte. Saw some missed time this year with a sickness, but 26 games this season, he had posted over 1,000 OPS as he hits one in the air to center. Ewert trailing on it into the corner, and he gets there. Good play early from both outfields as that's out number 1.
Panette, as you mentioned, missed time due to illness, but after he came back, very, very good defensively at third base and from the bats. Plenty of runs batted in, as well as just being a scrappy player in the lineup.
That brings up Cal Johnson, one of the most potent bats in this lineup for certain. 33 games this season, a 965 OPS as they start their regular playoff season. Game 1 of the semifinals, bottom 2. Tampa, Florida native will try and find anything he can as that first pitch from Taylor misses. And he delivers. Hit in the air to right. Johnson got a lot of that one, but it's going to die at the wall. Too much backspin. And out number 2 is ball not traveling too well as we're used to in these 100-degree days, as it's only 79, one of the lowest it's been all season at first pitch.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, the ball kind of hanging out because of it. There's been some breeze coming in the area. It's kept it a little cooler and a little less humid these last couple of days, and that's kind of affecting the flight of the ball so far.
First pitch missing. Excuse me, in there. As Foscolo 0-1. Part of some theatrics after the end of the last game. 0-1, ground ball left side, collected by Fulford. That is out number 3. So the Senators, 3 up, 3 down. They reply with their own on the other side. We'll be right back on the Big Train Baseball Network. Top 3, things cruising defensively for both the Express and the Senators. Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. Charlie Hogan, the sidewinder in his 3rd inning of work. He's given up 2 hits, but nothing more. Top of the 3rd. Jack Ewert's first time to the plate, a pretty good play in center, but very early, Zach, we've seen a defensive matchup.
Well, we have, and it's been good plays from both sides. Really lots of hustle to get to the ball. This game obviously matters more. It's playoffs, and not just playoffs, it's the semifinal match.
Ground ball up the middle, weakly hit to right. At a first, and again. It's the first out of the inning quickly on that first pitch. Both guys working efficiently.
Yeah, and you can see everybody's motions are very polished at this point in the season. They've had a full college season as well as now almost an entire summer season under their belts. They're really kind of in their best rhythm, especially defensively.
Oakland delivers, and it's a ground ball. Foul off the bat of the leadoff man, Chase Fulford, who went down swinging. So 0-1 count, Oakland. This is outside, and it'll be interesting to see this Big Train bullpen, because it's definitely a bit of a depleted pitching staff. We're going to have a tougher time getting through lineups, and if they can't be, efficient, as I have conjured up the hiccups somehow. 2-1.
You mentioned a couple players have already left the team, needing to go back to colleges.
Comebacker up the middle, and it's a base hit. Those guys not coming back this season.
It's down just in front of TJ Gramesty in center field there. Have been able to find a couple hits, one each inning now for the Senators. Nothing doing on any of them so far, but
Fulford single, adding on to it's already been a good season for him. He's first in average, and they're picking off because this guy steals a lot. So Fulford, 27 stolen bases, is the league leader this season, nearly a record. If he had gotten that few regular season games that we've missed, everybody missing 2 to 3, he actually may have had it. He's averaging just about a little under 1 per game.
a very good return from him, and you can see he's not really deterred by the pickoff attempts. He bets on himself here and is putting the pressure on the pitcher.
Saw it off into left field. Going to be a tough play as Panette chasing after it. It gets down by the tarp. Count will go 1 after the 2 pickoff attempts from Oakland. Fulford will be cautious, but less so with Gramesty in center tonight. We typically see Gramesty as the primary catcher. He leads the league in caught stealing throws. He's playing center because his arm a bit more useful out there. As Fulford goes, they get the pickoff. Back to second, and that is his fourth caught stealing of the year, third against the big train.
A really good read there from Hoagland as he look over his shoulder, sees the man off his position a little too far, and he feels like he has to go, and they make the tag over at second. So the big train getting a surprise out here that will help them, and the defensive battle continues.
Those three pickoffs pay off, and the 0-1 strikes Lehman. So as Fulford is caught with 2 outs, Lehman will replace him.
Placing base runner for base runner there, and a little disruption of his rhythm in the at-bat from Hoagland leads to hitting his batter there.
It's Cole Rame, redshirt freshman at the University of Richmond, back up. He singled in the first. He's 1 for 1 in the day, of course, as we're in the top of the third inning. Big Train Baseball Network, Cal Ripken Senior League semifinal game. Game 1 of this 3-game series. As that first pitch in there for a strike. Rame, Austin, Texas native this season. Very good. Sub 900 OPS at that 879 mark, and 35 hits to pile on, 25 walks. He gets on base. It's right towards the top of this lineup as the 0-1 misses. At that third spot due to his 2 home runs, which in 143 plate appearances, the uninitiated of college summer ball is pretty high, as he does have a pretty good slug at 407. 0-1, comebacker up the middle, and he's got his second single of the day. 2 on quickly with 2 outs, as Hoagland is struggling a bit here.
Well, and now this is where that caught stealing out comes in handy, where you're in a little bit more of jam work with guys on first and second, but the opportunity for 1 strikeout or fly out to end this inning is really crucial to keep the Senators scoreless in this one.
So Hoagland saw some issues in the third inning his last time out. Similar story today. 2-1. This is a very important batter and not the kind of guy you want to see. Jackson Hayes 0 for 1 today, but on this season, posting a 556 slug with a 415 average. He has got the formula to bring a runner in.
Well, absolutely. That average is incredible. It's a guy who is definitely going to bet on himself every single time he's up.
Hit in the air to left, settling under it will be Foscolo. That's out number 3. So again, nobody coming home as we end the top of the third scoreless. The Big Train Baseball Network in Game 1 of the semifinals. Hello and welcome back to Game 1 of the Cal Ripken Senior League semifinals. I'm Carson Cash, joined with Zach Lewis in this bottom of the third. Hit tally is 4-1, but otherwise scoreless, as the Senators will face off against Kieran Coleman. His first plate appearance of the day, Zach.
Coleman, as a late addition to this squad, has been really importantly defensively, but also hit pretty well since he's been in. Has a 2.93 average as well as a OPS of .784, so pretty good in that department, as well as 14 RBIs in just 14 games.
First pitch in there as he takes that second into the air center field. And another batter retired, now 5 in a row for the likes of Taylor on the mound. And Conlon Taylor, Cruisin' Taylor, as it's been a very good start for him, efficient.
Been able to draw a lot of flyouts here. As I mentioned, the conditions not really favoring the hitting as much tonight, as it's not as hot, not as humid, and lots of balls kind of getting hung up in the night air for the Big Train so far.
First pitch to Jack Gagan, one of these other late additions. This one a bit sooner than other guys, as due to injuries, he got called up and ended up being a pretty valuable addition. Gagan just committed to Norfolk State, going for his grad year in education. As a master's program. 0-1 is fouled off. 722 average, or OPS this season, excuse me, with a 271 average. 14 RBIs. He's been well with runners in scoring position, as well as accumulating some bunt singles, some walks. It's kind of what you want in a catcher. Maybe not as much slug as other guys, but he has been valuable, to say the least. 0-2. As that one got him right in the elbow.
Well, you talk about,
he has got a full suit of armor, it looks like.
yeah, you talk about slug. Definitely got slugged there. That one came in with a lot of speed, and he took it just standing up, almost no reaction to it. See his dad down in the stands having something to say about that one, but a good walk drawn from the catcher.
So courtesy running will be Will Hack tonight. All running stats will go the way of the Big Train center fielder, who can be subbed in, but then Gagan cannot be courtesy ran for by anybody else. Jack Gagan's father introduced them to Mets baseball, the Gagans, and they're Mets and Knicks fans, so, you know, the baseball season's not going so well, but boy, was that basketball season sweet. Like Max's Ice Cream here at the ballpark tonight for game 1 of the semifinal. 0-1, pickoff back to first. Trying to get that rally going with a hit by pitch the same way the Senators tried to in the top of the third.
Well, anytime you bring a runner on the base, it just puts that extra little pressure on the pitcher. Hopefully, Big Train can use that to figure him out a little bit more.
Pitch missing to TJ Gramesty, who leads this league in average.
It was good to start the season, and only actually got better from the box as the season has progressed. Has been adding a little bit of slug to his caliber recently as well.
Yeah, all in the second half. He had 2 doubles before the second half of the season, which technically wasn't the All-Star break. It was a few games prior. But after that, 4 doubles and a homer last time out against Olney. They fell in that ballgame that I mentioned. But 2-1. In there for a strike. Gramesty mad at himself there. Knew that one was close and opted not to swing at it.
Mentioned that game at Olney. The Big Train players may be coming in with a little bit of chip on their shoulder after losing that one for the number 1 seed in the regular season. 3 home runs from the only man, Cade Walter.
I want to point out Jackson Hayes. He is currently playing third. I said at a 415 average of 242. I miscalculated the at-bats as ground ball up the middle. Double play ball. They're not going to go for 2 as throw to first. Was his foot on the bag? Yes! Lehman stretches, and his hamstring seems like it's maybe been caught up in a fight to get that out there, as it's a bit ginger, but out number 1 collected on a great play from the shortstop, Fulford.
Fulford elects to get the hitter instead of the man who advanced to second base on that one, but as you mentioned, Lehman almost in a splits to reach that one. Did it successfully, though, and looks to be just about all right after he's forced into a little more acrobatics than he would have
Gagan in
thought.
scoring position, right, mashes one up the middle. He will round as Hack, will try to go at the plate. He's safe. It's 1-0 Big Train. They take the lead.
You can see what that means to Brennan Wright. He's a veteran on this team, and he's someone who's a born winner. He's just a guy who cares a lot more about how his team is doing than his individual performances, and he's excited there that he's able to bring in the first run scored for either teams and give the Big Train the lead.
So a double roped up center field as Gagan, his courtesy runner, Will Hack scores. 1-0 Bethesda. They're the first to draw blood in bottom of the third. Fouled backwards by Gonzalez. He smashed a hit into left field, nearly went over the wall last time up in the first. That big double was misplayed by Nolasco. Looked like it might have been a catch if a native left fielder had been out there, but Nolasco, a pitcher. 0-1. Conlon delivers, and Taylor misses a little bit inside.
We mentioned a couple of Senators players kind of subbed in for pitchers, or Senators kind of making the choice to go for what they think will be their best batting lineup, maybe deciding to sacrifice a little bit of defense for it.
1-1. Smashed up the middle, and it'll get down for a base hit, rounding, and they will score another run. On his horse goes Brennan Wright, and the Big Train are up 2-0 early.
Brennan Wright hits home the first run for the Big Train and runs home the second. The bat of Emilio Gonzalez getting an RBI early on this one as that one gets down right in front of the center fielder. Pitcher cuts off the attempt for the play at the plate, so Wright comes through uncontested.
So 1-1, Taylor will step off briefly after his pickoff attempt. Gonzalez pointing at him about something, and it looks like it might have been a balk. I think it was from my view, but so Taylor never makes the point, the part of the balk. I'm not going to go over what requires a full pitch to be not a balk or a pickoff to be not a balk, but his foot does not come forward at all. He just kind of puts it down, which is not allowed. In order for a pickoff attempt to happen, you have to have your lead foot, or in this case for Taylor, a righty, it's his left foot has to come forward, or not just come back down, and it comes immediately back down, then he spins. So, looked like a balk, it is. Gonzalez over to second.
Gonzalez being a vocal leader for this Big Train as well, trying to keep them ahead, and puts another guy in scoring position as Gonzalez now gets to be over at second base.
So first pitch to Zach Malvazio after the balk. It's a 1-1 count as he saws it foul for 1-2 now. 0-1, excuse me. Scoreboard did not reset. The 0-1 to Malvazio. Power hitter led this league in home runs. He's batting fourth. Also an all-star selection, 1 of 5 in the lineup tonight. The only one not batting in the top 4 is Cal Johnson, who is batting at 6th. That one misses, 1-1.
Good representation from the All-Star game from both sides in this game.
Big hack at a fastball at chin level. Malvazio really struggling with the high heat. It's a pitch you're never going to hit at your eye level, but he's got to learn to lay off of it. It's a better job at the beginning of the season, but since he started hitting more home runs, he's been a little bit more keen to it as the 1-2 misses outside. Otherwise, Malvazio has great discipline, but he is a guy who will definitely swing and miss at pitches at his eyes if it's a high fastball, or the low and away breaking ball tends to get him sometimes. But he knows that. He knows he's an aggressive kind of guy and thinks that he can hit a lot more than other people, which is true. 2-2. And a foul tip, strikeout. Out number 3, Big Train go up 2-0 though, as Gonzalez is stranded, but not before he drives in Brennan Wright, who drove in Jack Gagan. 2-0 Bethesda in Game 1 of the Cal Ripken Senior League Semifinals. So, welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. 2-0 lead, Charlie Hoagland inherits as we jump back into things in this top of the fourth. Zach, only 4 hits tonight from their side. As we have seen the Senators explode on offense prior, they're looking for some kind of explosion here. Have the gasoline with this lineup, very potent, but they just need a spark to ignite them as Hayes went down to end the inning last time. Again, Anderson, the catcher, with only 6 strikeouts on the year. As first pitch a ball and the second one in there for a strike. Senators did not hit well last night at their return to Advent Furniture Field.
Well, you mentioned it was a bit of a defensive duel there too, as Senators man takes a swing and misses at that one. Only 3 runs scored by the Senators in that one. Scored 1 in the 3rd and 2 in the 5th. Kind of a similar type of defense and pitching battle as we're seeing tonight.
1-2. Ground ball left side collected by Coleman for the first, and that's out number 1. So 3 straight innings for Hoagland with a ground out to lead things off. Kyla Wynn, the right fielder, will have the plate. Left-handed batter has had some woes this season against the Big Train in the field. Though at the plate, he's been pretty solid against the Big Train. Homer earlier in the year, but as well, he's just been a good hitter overall at an 824 OPS mark. 0 for 1 tonight with a strikeout. It was Hoagland's second.
The win. It's been a good bat in their lineup. Coming off a strikeout now. You mentioned the Senators do need to find that spark to kind of ignite. I mean, they've had a couple of hits tonight, but not able to put kind of contagious in succession hitting together at this point yet.
1-1 as that one finds the strike zone. Hit up the middle, comebacker Hoagland behind his back. Houdini is able to scoop that one up for out number 1. What a play from the left-hander, excuse me.
Well, another flashy play for these playoffs and showing off a bit for this great crowd. Obviously was the play he had to make there, and does a great job getting, you say, around his back there to grab the ball, flips over to first base. Great play there from the man on the mound, Charlie Hoagland.
Between his motion, he kind of slides backwards, fully turned around. He just sticks his glove in the ground, and he ends up with out number 2 there as Ethan Adams, the designated hitter, who roped a single into left. His first at-bat is up. Adams, Georgia State by way of a Georgia high school from Alaska native, as 1-1.
Playoffs coming at a good time for these players, most of which who have played a college season already, and that one is in the zone for Hoagland. Many of these players coming off that college season and then kind of another regular season can be a bit of an energy, say letdown, but drop off between those two, and so the kind of spike of playoffs and elimination games can help players really play to their full potential.
Big swing and a miss. Adams can't come up with that fastball. 2-0 Big Train lead after the top of 4. We'll be right back in the game 1 of the semifinals. Hello and welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. 2-0 lead in the semifinals, game 1 for Bethesda. They go back up to bat as Logan Panett will have the floor after Zach Malvazio into the last inning.
That had a really nice play in the field already tonight. That one's right at his head.
Panett ducks out of the way. And that is ball 1. Bottom of the 7th on the other side. First responder field only still deadlocked with the Braves at 1 as that breaking ball's a little bit low. 2-0 count quickly to Panett as Conlon Taylor in his 3rd start this season. Kind of losing a little bit here as had some woes last inning. An early trail against Malvazio. This one hit down the line and left. It'll end up foul.
You mentioned Taylor. Obviously not running into that much of a pitch count issue so far this game. He's went through his outs pretty quickly in the first 3 innings pitched, but does need to kind of regain his control. Obviously that's part of the problem in the 2 runs scored there.
2-1 sawed off backwards. And battle started with a hit-by pitch against Gagan. Then he tried to kind of overcorrect. He's been good on the edges this season, but, you know, he has to take some stuff off when he is starting. A 2-inning appearance is a lot different than a 5-inning appearance, which is what he's kind of aiming for. Comes the 2-2. Got him! Panett is struck by the inside fastball and hits him in the gear, but still one that hurts as it ricochets off his back.
Yeah, painful one there from Panett, and you mentioned that's how the Big Train opened the scoring with Gagan getting on to first with the hit by pitch. So looking to replicate that here in the bottom of the 4th.
0 for 1 is Cal Johnson, the switch hitting Maryland commit. Good season so far in the regular season as he ended his campaign this year pretty well off. A 965 OPS, 30 RBIs, was 2nd on this team. And in the top 10 in the league, 6 home runs to get there. Johnson hits this one well into right field. It'll be down for extra bases. On his horse, the likes of Panett rounding 3rd. He has to stop. And runners at the corners with nobody gone as Taylor misses over the zone there.
Well, you mentioned his prowess from the plate so far this season, and Cal Johnson steps up, does exactly that. Has been a leader, young Maryland commit, and a good hit between the 2 fielders there. Advances Panett to 3rd and keeps him at first. No outs here. Great scoring position.
So a 2-0 lead already for Bethesda in the top of the 4th here. Threatening to break this thing wide open with Ryan Foscolo up. Need to find a strikeout here for Taylor. Foscolo grounded out to the left side. Corner, 3rd base in. First baseman is also in, as Lehman will hold the man on at first before coming in a little bit more after the pitch. As 1-0, first pitch missing to Foscolo, redshirt Kentucky freshman. Big swing and a miss, as he has had 23 RBIs this year, a very hot streak. We had double digits 2 weeks ago in a 7-day span.
Yeah, really one of the players, the Big Train, stepping up in the latter part of their season. Has been certain fire under him when he has runners in scoring position.
Pick off back to first. They don't get him, and the 1-1 count stays. 4 hits apiece. Big Train have done more with theirs. Conlon Taylor, all-star, trying to keep things calm here.
Fascolo just reaches out at that one, does make contact with it, but not enough to do anything more than foul it back into the screen.
It's 1-2. Misses. 2-2 count now. Trying to power through it here. 2-2. Fascolo ground ball foul. It ricochets off the netting. And they'll dance again at evens.
Taylor looking to find some sort of solution here as the lights come on. Shirley Povich.
Getting a little bit dim, Zach. 2-2. Hit in the air to center. Tailing back on it is Ewert at the wall. He can't get it. Hits the wall, gets it off the carom. One runner will score. The other will stop at third. Coleman tosses the bat away to make sure that Panett, who is in there for run number 3, is not harmed by it. 3-0. Runners at second and third. And Fascolo powers another double up the middle.
Just out of his glove there in center. He makes the running play back into the wall, but is not able to collect. Does bring another run in for the big train and moves runners on the bags to second and third.
Lead for Bethesda as 5 hits to 4. As Kieran Coleman comes up to bat with 2 runners in scoring position, nobody gone. Taylor trying to hang on to this thing before it blows wide open, keep this deficit at 3 in the bottom half of this 4th inning. It's been very quick so far, only an hour in. Big swing and a miss by Coleman. Over a 45% strikeout rate in his college season, though he was not too difficult with it this year. As on the big train, he's had a better strikeout rate in the 20s. That was that 1-1. Pitch missing high. Good discipline from the newest Clarion commit.
As you mentioned, hasn't struggled too much. Had one kind of off game here where he struck out 4 times. Some of those really interesting calls. Look back at the track man, and they actually were maybe missed calls by the umpire, but that's always going to happen in this game of baseball.
3-1, and that one a little bit low. Digging in the dirt there as it's a good dig by Anderson to keep things collected. Not let one get past. 3-1. Anderson will talk to his pitcher Taylor, give him a brief moment to try and collect himself as things have gone a little bit off the rails here. Pun intended, as the big train have got things going. Finally got some coal in the engine.
Well, it was going to be which team here could, as you mentioned before, get that spark first. And big train getted some hit by pitches leading to guys on base. And once guys are on base, the big train in their second half of the season have really been effective when they have them on, and using that momentum to just continue contagious hitting has proven to be successful in putting them up early-ish as we're nearing the midway point of this game.
3-1. Coleman, a watch one on the low portion, and he will have himself a base run. Wow, he will have himself as a base runner, excuse me. 3-1 count. Low curveball, and bases are loaded for Bethesda. Conversation here between the squad of the Senators. They try and debate what bill they'll try to pass here Keep things going. 3-0 lead. Bases are loaded. Do they go to the pen just yet? There is 2 on and up. Can't imagine the day will be too longer for Conlon Taylor. 1 man up in that bullpen. It's going to be the likes of, I believe, it is the left-hander Palms. It'll be interesting to see as Conlon Taylor steps back on the mound with Jack Gagan up, and the umpires will take a brief meeting here. Unsure about for what, as the base is loaded, nobody gone, opportunity, I think, to talk about some kind of situation potentially. And we'll be back to play here quickly. 3-0. Bethesda, a chance to smash this game wide open again. They want to grab game 1 here of the Cal Ripken Senior League semifinals, and this could be a big inning for it. Bottom 4, 2 runs scored in the 3rd, trying to plate more.
Well, they don't want a repeat of what happened in Olney. They were able to score first in that one, but
Sawed off the middle, and it's going to get down for a base hit. 1 runner will score. Everybody a little bit slow to get to the next bag, but Foscolo enough speed. Johnson will score. 4-0 Big Train.
Not exactly sure if that one was going to get down or not. It does right before the center fielder, and so bases loaded now. Only 1 score, but they'll take a visit to the pitcher on the mound as he is not able to find the control that he was looking for.
So Johnson scoring, making it 4-0. That will be the day for the All-Star Conlon Taylor, who before this we mentioned 10 innings pitched in his last 2 starts and 11 strikeouts. Was very, very hot. Big Train have cooled him down in a major way. He'll be right back as Palms, right-hander out of Youngstown State, will come in and try and keep things in relief. So it'll be the likes of TJ Gramesty leading things off as Southern Maryland bring in the next pitcher in their lineup, Bryce Palms. 7 appearances, this season, 22 innings. The Upper Marlboro native will have a tough task with nobody gone and everybody on, Zach.
Palms, this will be his 8th appearance with the Senators. So far, 22.2 innings pitched. Not the ERA he would want. 9.53, whip of 2.12, 24 earned runs, and 25 strikeouts this season with the Senators.
Above average K rate there. 1-0. As Gramesty takes an upstairs fastball. Second pitch the same place. Palms
A lot of oomph in that heater, but if you can't place it, it'll be pretty cold. 2-0 count early, and Senators are going to have to dig themselves out of a hole if they can't find the zone here. 2-0 miss inside, and they're back to first. No, pump fake from Anderson.
Well, he got me on that one. I was looking over at the first base bag. He decided to keep it in his hand there and keep everything safe there. Bases are loaded, no outs. Tough situation for Palms to come into.
Pitch missing high, and Gramesty will walk home a run. It's 5-0 Bethesda on the bottom of the fourth. 2 runs in the third, 3 now here in the fourth. Things going very well. Engine very high running right now as 4-0 turning to 5-0. I mean, you have to find the zone there, and Palms 4 straight balls. Infield now entirely in with nobody gone. They need to hold the line at 5 and hope that it doesn't get any worse as Brennan Wright, who already has an RBI single, is up. First pitch up the middle, smashed, a diving play, he's got it! Web gem from Ewert, and a runner will come home, 6-0. Could have been a lot worse if Ewert had not made that grab.
Well, athletic play from Ewert there as it's a little bit of a Superman dive into that ball. It does stick underneath his glove, so able to get it out there, luckily for the Senators, but does bring Kieran Coleman across the plate, so more runs scored for them.
Quite the kerfuffle they are stuck in here with Emilio Gonzalez up. Runner at second and first. Anderson will take a moment to talk to his pitcher. The Binghamton catcher no longer with his battery mate out of Binghamton, Conlon Taylor. What that will do is, I believe, will end his day in totality as on the books, or excuse me, will not end his day on the books. There's still another runner on, is the likes of Jack Gagan. He would be the last runner on his books as Ethan Hack courtesy runs for him. First and second, 1 gone as the All-Star, reigning Triple Crown winner, Emilio Gonzalez, who has never known a Big Train season without a championship, and now his third. Pitch outside. Big Train looking in these playoffs to get their second four-peat in the last decade. 8 of the last 10 years they have earned the title. That is including a COVID year, so of the last played 9 seasons, only 1 has seen the Big Train not win the championship. And for manager Sal Colangelo, it is his 20th year here, including the COVID season, so 19 played seasons, 1 of them he has not come first or second. A singular season. 1-1, outside. Good layoff from Gonzalez. Palms hard to hit, but hard to hit the zone.
We mentioned Coach Sal and this Big Train team, very familiar with the championship game. Missing it 1 time in Coach Sal's career. Interesting team this year as they weren't the favorites all the way through.
Got a handle of it in mid-June. Took the lead of the league and never gave it back until the very final day, where only off the back of a 3-home-run day for Cade Walters. Fought their way back, 11-7 victory, and Big Train ended up as the 2 seed, which is why they play the 3-seeded Maryland Senators tonight, 3-2. Only playing Metro South County right now, near the earlier game over there.
You mentioned it coming back down to that last game. It was
3-2 in the air foul, excuse me.
Interesting situation because only had played 1 more game, and the Big Train not able to play either of their doubleheader against the bottom of their division against the Thunderbolts, so they went into that game a game behind, so kind of disadvantaged in their opportunity to get the first place spot this season.
3-2 to Gonzalez. Fastball, and he's a little late. He's able to foul it backwards. That Metro South County only game still deadlocked at 1 as they're in the bottom of the 8th. Only does have a runner on second as Sammy Behrman walked and then was balked over in his first ever start for only. Big time, and he's got himself at second. Pinch ran 5 times, though. 3-2. Big swing and a miss at a fastball at the eyes. Gonzalez tempted by fate. 2 outs as he swings and misses.
Eyes light up on that one for the former Triple Crown and championship winner, Emilio Gonzalez. Sees that one, but it does flash too high for him to get a piece of that one. And now 2 outs. Palms doing a good job, just trying to limit damage here.
So in that only game, Kyle Rogers is through 8 innings right now. Through 97 pitches, only giving up 4 hits, 5 strikeouts. He's seen 28 batters, and I feel like that's probably the day for him if only finds a way to get this lead with now runner on second and third. As a single, moved the runner over and got the other runner to second. I'm sure that happens.
As far as I've seen, no pitcher in this league has pitched a full 9-inning game.
No, that would be the first. We had another 8-inning appearance as the Braves had a member of their team shove. I believe it was Elliott. 1-1. Strike in there to Malvazio. He is the bat-around batter with a runner at second. Fouled backwards, sawed off towards the Kona ice truck, and it will land just a little starboard of a fan. That is the right. As the Senators try and right this ship, have gone way off kilter here. Palms trying to play tugboat. 1-2. Way outside on the fastball, but Anderson does well to dive and get it.
Palms doing good jam work here, but has to realize that he needs zone pitches, as he still would lose a run from a walk.
2-2. Half swing from Malvazio as it's over to third. Going to be tough. He's not too slow, and a great play on it by Lehman. He makes another run-saving scoop, but it is 6-0. 4 runs are plated against Conlon Taylor in the bottom of the fourth, and the Big Train a big lead on the Cal Ripken Senior Semifinal. Best of 3 series, Game 1. Sidewinder Charlie Hoagland back on the mound for his 5th inning of work. 4 scoreless frames, exactly what the doctor ordered for the Big Train, as he has been very good this season. Had a rough start out last time, but it's not been the case tonight, Zach.
No, he's been very effective and trusted his fielders behind him as well to make the plays, so not afraid to pitch to some soft contact. In these 4 innings pitched, no earned runs, obviously, 3 strikeouts, and no walks either.
Yeah, the no walks part is very big. He did not concede just about anything on the offensive front so far, unless it has been hit by pitches, as they did get their only runner in scoring position via the hit by pitches. Yenli Nolasco grounds one to the left side. Panette collects, has the first out of the inning, now 4 innings in a row with a ground out on the first or second pitch for Hoagland.
So Nolasco unable to come up with anything there. It'll be the likes of Jack Ewert, center fielder tonight at the bottom tail of this lineup. He's a Wofford College Terrier out of Atlanta, Georgia. 751 OPS this regular season. As his 2nd year with the Senators.
Ground ball up the middle, and the comebacker gets past Hoagland. Can't make magic on that one, and Ewert gets it past Houdini for the first hit of the 5th.
That one hit just hard enough to get past Hoagland. Does start hitting. Haven't been able to put back-to-back hits together too often in this one, and that's exactly what they will need if they want to crawl back from this deficit.
So Big Train will play Game 2 tomorrow at Regency Furniture Stadium. That is the home
of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs, we will have an audio stream here at 4:30 tomorrow for Game 2 of the semifinals. The Big Train can hold this result. That will be an elimination game, as pickoff attempt can't get anyone back at first for Hoagland. He'll try and hold on as the ECU pitcher, who is slated to go back to the Pirates, tries to deal in what could be his final start of the season.
As you mentioned, if either team are able to win both today and tomorrow, that will end the series, and that team will go to the championship. It's a best 2 out of 3.
Crop Dusters have finally plated some runs in the bottom of the 8th. Brian Scott singles, the 5th-year only Crop Duster, who has not been too good since his return in July. This is 4th and 5th RBIs of the year, coming at a very big moment as Sammy Behrman and Maximus Waring, both guys who came on the roster late as well, score. So they go up 3-1 as they go to Metro South County tomorrow for Game 2. 3-1. Smashed up the middle by the likes of Fulford, and it'll get into the glove of Gramesty, who throws back to first and nearly has him on the check back, and a good play as Fulford unable to get anything else, and the crowd roaring.
Well, it's really great positioning there from Gagan, him recognizing where the danger might be on that one. Gramesty trying to see if he can make a play at first, who get the man who was leading off there, and the throw not able to quite be in time. But Gagan there to clean it up.
6-0 on the Big Train Baseball Network as Hoagland pickoff is close but doesn't get him. James Lehman, the Xavier Musketeer commit, played at Wofford College last year. He's got himself into a tough situation, trying to help this team come back from 6-0 on the deficit chart as pickoff gets out of the glove of Gonzalez, and nothing against the Big Train there. 1-0 count.
Hoagland trying to keep his runner honest.
Inside pitch. Good breaking ball, but doesn't touch Lehman nor the zone, so 1-0 turning to 2-0 there.
That ball was really close to Lehman, and it looked like he was just maybe thinking about trying to get that one to hit him, but realizing that if he did, he was going to get called for leaning into that one.
2-0. Braves are the 4 seed in that other matchup. This is the 2 and 3 seed in Bethesda.
One of those interesting situations where there were play-in games, but the top 4 seeds all advancing and playing in the semifinals.
Both upsets, though, in the first play-in games, as the winners of those play-in games did not advance. 2-0, it's a strike at the knees for Hoagland. This could be his last inning of work. Pitch count not too far up there, but has given up a couple singles, and they will see how long they can leave Hoagland out there with the depleted bullpen in Bethesda. Pickoff back to first. And diving Ewert is safe.
Well, Big Train have lost some of their pitching staff, but everybody able to have a good amount of rest, as only one game after a couple games canceled, and then several days off for the play-in games.
Sometimes that means, can you remember how to play baseball at the level you were playing it previously? Something to note, a pretty big discussion in the MLB is whether the bye is actually worth it when it first came, as 3-1. Pick off again, now the 5th of this inning, is whether or not it was worth having, because do you want that bye and do you want to cool down if you're a team that's already hot? Can that then ruin your season? Can that then lead you in a cooler spot? But Big Train evidently not so much with the bats or the pitching arms having that issue. 3-2 count.
People made a similar point about the college football playoffs, with that bye game proving to be unfortunate for several people there.
Ground ball up the left side and collected by Coleman. Throw to first is not in time. Gonzalez will scoop. Throw to third. Did he get him? No. Tag is late and runners at the corners as it's a hard ground ball in the 3-2. Coleman can't collect, and there is 2 on, 2 out.
Well, it's a good hit to save the inning for the Senators there. An interesting decision of Coleman to throw that one to first. Not really able to collect that one in time for there to be almost any shot over there at the first base bag, and it allows the runner to get over to third safely and now put a little more pressure on Hoagland, who we mentioned will try to last as long as they can in this game.
Slider pretty good, but did not bite for Cole Rame, who was 2 for 2 tonight, 2 singles. Boy, would they like to find something like that here. Senators down 6-0, need something on the way back. Hits 6 for both sides as the 1-0 misses inside. Hoagland maybe losing some control here, as has been the case when he gets around this pitch count. Two-0. It's a good slider, catches the front door, rather the back door there, and the tail part. Inside again, 3-1 count, and maybe something brewing if they can find a man on here. Pretty big for Rame. It's one of the more important at-bats of the year. Only a game to give before you go to elimination. Backs against the wall. They don't want to go home like that. 3-1. Pick off the 6th of the inning now. 10th of the game, back to first for Hoagland. Worked out earlier. Did get a runner, but did not steal. Pitch missed, and a walk in 5 pitches brings Cole Rame to second and loads the bases for Jackson Hayes. Cleanup hitter out of Wiley, Texas, going to Yale. A 242 average, I apologize, so check that from earlier. But a 330 slug as Sal Colangelo will go to the mound, which typically is an indicator that that is the end of the day for the pitcher. But with the infield not coming in, it'll specifically be Sal, maybe to talk strategy here. Nobody up in the bullpen just yet. They trust their guy, Hoagland. Brief words from the manager.
Well, I think we understand here. They trust Hoagland. They want him to stay in this game. So instead of giving him the yank, keep him in it a little longer, just with a couple words of caution, maybe advice or two on a pitch to throw here.
So Hayes, a National Honor Society award recipient in high school. Makes sense considering he goes to Yale. Academic opportunities for him, hoping for a smart play to not be made by Bethesda with 2 outs. Bases loaded. They've got Hoagland surrounded in the top of the 5th inning. This is a very important at-bat as takes the first pitch for a strike. Sidewinder delivers, and it's a ground ball up the middle through the legs of the umpire, and Coleman stays with it. A very good play as it goes 5-hole on the upside infielder umpire. 6-0, Big Train Strand 3. Very big there as we head now to the bottom of the 5th in Bethesda.
Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. So Jackson Hayes grounds out, leaves 3 runners stranded. That's now a total of 7 left on for the Senators, who trail by a combined 6. So not the day they had hoped for in Bethesda. Were able to win here last time in a pretty dominant showing, as they have themselves a 11-9 win, but need to keep the run tallies up if they can do that here, and they've been shut out through the 5th inning. Bottom 5 for Bethesda. Logan Panett will lead off after Zach Malvazio couldn't come up with anything, and a 6-0 lead to play with for number 6, Panett. There's 6 hits between the two squads. A lot of 6s. Senators need 7s, hoping for a jackpot here.
Well, Panett now with a little pressure off your shoulders since the last time he was up bat. Definitely a free bat here as you have a 6-run cushion and you're the leadoff man.
Came up last time, lead off the 4th, that hit by pitch. Got an inside fastball that struck the armor. Palms, the man on, still here for the Senators. Came in relief a bit earlier, as that one misses. Palms, a whip of 2.12. You can expect him to try and find outs via the fastball. The heater working pretty well. A number 32 overall player in the entire state of Maryland when he graduated 2 years ago, as this one's fouled backwards. Top 500 player in the nation as well.
Very good player, and happy to have him aboard this season.
Comes the 2-2. It's a breaking ball and a little bit upstairs to Panett. Gaston College Rhino last season. He is committed to George Mason. Panett, over an 1,000 OPS this season. Illness, the only reason he was not an all-star selection. He is sandwiched between Malvazio and Johnson, the all-stars. As the 3-2 is fouled backwards, get just over the booth and will not strike the likes of our producer today, Sean McAvoy, who, I'll note, we were talking about the buys earlier in the college football playoff buys. Indiana, the only team to win a game with a bye, and they did a little bit more than that, obviously, with the national championship. He was probably pretty happy about it. As that one misses high, and Logan Panett, full count walk, the second of the day. This one not the painful way. Cal Johnson, switch hitter, will bat righty against the lefty Palms. There's it from his left palm. Runner on first, nobody gone. Trying to build on. There's already a big 4th. After we saw cruising bats, or pitches cruising past bats earlier in this season, in this game, as against the Senators. As both games are pretty quiet.
The Big Train, the one who tried to make the comeback in the last one, giving themselves the upper hand early in this one, as they are the ones on top early.
Only Zach Harris is on to close, as Riley will only go 8 innings. I say only, but very good game, obviously, for him. Big swing and a miss. Johnson now down 1-2. Harrison, new arm for only. Going to be interesting to see how the Big Train can handle them should they go to the championship against them. That is the 2 projected teams to go. As the 1-2 misses inside. Palms' fastball not quite there. Nobody up in the pen yet. Assume Palms would go this inning and maybe some more.
Palms done a good job limiting damage on the last one.
And you know, we talk about a 6-0 lead, 2-2, as Senators get a double play ball there. 6-4-3. Well done. And Palms gets himself 2 outs on the gift from his fielders. Fulford over to Rain, back to Lehman is a fantastic combo. Cal Johnson equates for the double there, and outs 1 and 2. But we saw earlier this season, Palms started a game
where the Big Train went up 9-0 and proceeded to give up 18 unanswered. They lost that game 18-9. That was in North Point High School in Waldorf, Maryland, where the Southern Maryland Senators play their home games, or played their home games in the regular season, as that one misses high to Foscolo, now batting with 2 outs. The Senators can find one pitcher. If the Big Train give up maybe one too many runners, this could be a very difficult ball game. Looks like Austin Monahan is moving. Unsure for what. Might be going to just get some Kona ice, as the 1-0 is missed by the bat of Foscolo.
Foscolo here. Opportunity. Stretch it. As you mentioned, it was a good double play that gives Palms a little more breathing room in this one, some room to work, and he now is ahead in the count 1-2.
Foscolo's 700-plus average this season, or OPS, excuse me, as the 1-2 is swung on and missed. Palms able to shut the door after a leadoff runner is found into a double play. We'll be right back. 6-0 lead in the game 1 of the semifinals for Bethesda. Welcome back to Bethesda. 6-0 lead for the Big Train. Hoagland on for his 6th inning of work. They will try and stretch the starter, ride him as long as they can in terms of the innings limit. 6 innings pitched. Would be the longest this season for Hoagland, as 6-0 lead is going to be interesting to try and deal with for the Senators, who have come back in these games before.
Seen it from both sides of this game, where the Big Train made it a very competitive game after being down early. Senators have also come back to win one against the Big Train already this season, so familiar territory. I mentioned Hoagland is in here a little longer. We'll see how well his control lasts in this 6th inning. Big Train staff hoping he can go just a little further.
Half swing by the likes of the Senators, and they get the out at first anyway, as it's a good play from Panette. Zach Anderson extinguished. Does not strike out too much in that 2-strike count there. He grounds out again. He's grounded out to every infield position other than first. 0 for 3 tonight, as Kyla Wynn will tail him.
It's a really great throw there from Panette, from the third base bag all the way across to first to get that play in time after the ball was kind of just chopped into the dirt.
First pitch missing. We talked about the control last inning. And what we would want to see if he came back out. Going to be difficult. 1-0 missed. Game is final in Olney. Zach Harris strikes out 2 before Colin Lott flies out to right. And the only Crop Dusters are officially up 1-0 in their semifinal series. They will try and eliminate Metro South County on the road in Virginia tomorrow. 2-0. Half swing. did not go in a 3-0 count quickly for Kyla Wynn. Mentioned both of these games today, the playoff matchups in in Montgomery County. Neither of the ones tomorrow will be played there, as the 3-0 is in there.
Well, it's the top seeds are both from the north, 3 and 4 seed from the south, so could be all one division in the finals.
Liner into right, and Lewin is robbed by the likes of Wright.
As it quite literally is a liner into right, as 6-0 lead. Not how you want to try and respond to that if you're the Senators. Zach Anderson a ground out and Kyla Wynn a line out. Ethan Adams, the designated hitter, was 1 for 2 today with a strikeout up.
I think that kind of goes down a little bit to swing selection. You have to figure when you have a pitcher who's down in the count, he's going to be watching what he throws a little bit more, and you've got to be patient to see one over the plate, and they don't really do that there successfully, the Senators.
Knee buckler to Adams. 0-1.
Ground ball hit well left side, but the worm burner's collected by Coleman. Good scoop from Gonzalez as the dig gets the out. 6-0 lead for Bethesda. We will head to the bottom of the 6th. Palms back on the mound as the Senators try and salvage whatever is left in this ball game. Bottom 6. They've got 9 outs on the offensive side, remaining 12 for Bethesda as time running out for the Senators to try and foot this bill for the win. 6-0 deficit they will try and overcome against the Big Train, who have hit very well tonight. 3 days off, but have not missed a beat after their fall against against Olney to lose. That one seed overall. First pitch delivering now. The likes of Coleman, as that one's in there for a strike.
Well, the Senators kind of made a bit of a gamble with their defense, and they don't have an error so far, but maybe pitching and knowing they don't have exactly who they want behind their pitching staff has led to lots of scoring from the Big Train, and they haven't been able to replicate that from their own side of the batting box.
So 1-1. Palms through 2 innings and 2 strikeouts. As pitch in there. Total day, by the way, ends for Conlon Taylor at 3 innings pitched, 6 hits, 6 earned runs, a walk and a strikeout. Not the day he was hoping for, as the 1-2 misses outside. 2-2 count to Coleman.
Taylor and Palms kind of sharing the weight of this 6-run lead so far.
2-2 is missed low. Palms did give up 3 of those runs, as it was a 3-0 ball game when Taylor left and a bases clearing affair followed. 3-2. Half swing, and did he go? He did not. So a walk for Coleman, 2 in a row on a full count, as he leads this 6th inning off with a base on balls. Taylor tonight, by the way, only 1 earned run this season. Prior to tonight's matchup, where he has given up 6 times the amount, a hextuple disaster for him, as back to first, Palms can't get Coleman.
Really not Taylor's MO to give up runs, especially in that sort of fashion, them piling up on him, and got an opportunity for the big train to take advantage of some off days from the Senators pitchers.
It has been an off day for the Senators pitchers, no doubt, and they will have plenty more off days if they can't find a way to fight back in this one or tomorrow to extend this series to 3. Or if they win tonight and tomorrow, they do eliminate the big train. Same goes for Bethesda, though. 0-1. Some overcast clouds, which I cannot tell if it is the sun being down. Yes, it is the sun being down there, not storm clouds. As the 1-1 to Jack Gagan.
Big swing and a miss. Had an RBI single
earlier in this ball game, as well as a hit by pitch. So he's 1 for 1, 1-2 count, as he's 1 for 1 on the day. And Palms will step back on quickly. A younger fan group taunting Palms, as that one
in there for strike 3. Outside fastball, and Palms got him.
It's a good pitch and strike there from Palms. Gagan seeming to know it, as he kind of hesitated after that pitch. Kind of knew he was probably in trouble after that one, and walks back to the dugout.
So it'll be the top of the lineup coming again as TJ Gramesty.
He's 0 for 2 today in a walk. Did earn him an RBI, but first pitch missing on the inside. Palms has really struggled to hit this zone, but when he has, he's been excellent. He's through 2.1 innings right now. Only 1 out got as Gagan struck out looking. Fires it in a bit low, as the Youngstown State Penguin is kind of struggling.
Put together a good at-bat against Gagan, but still struggling a bit, as you mentioned, to find the zone.
Hard ground ball to the left side. Another double play as they do convert it. So 2 outs there on that one swing as Gramesty tees them up to knock them down here in the bottom of the 6th. We'll be right back. Top 7. A 6-0 lead for Bethesda inherited as the Senators get a go with the bats again.
So that'll end the day for Charlie Hoagland as Aiden Parker will take his place. 6 innings pitched for Hoagland, 6 hits and no earned runs. He pitched a gem tonight. He will give the rest of the game to the George Mason, very tall George Mason arm.
Yeah, Aiden Parker is not a guy who's easy to miss. 6'8" frame. That release point really important in helping him pound the zone. Does it very well and blows a lot of strikes by guys and is probably one of the top 2 relievers out of the pen for the big train, especially since he's joined here. Going to be important in closing this one out for the Bethesda.
You might be wondering, why is Bethesda turning to a guy who has a lot of arm talent, up 6-0, and it is because he works in bulk. It gives them the opportunity tomorrow to go in and try and find a game with less stress on the bullpen today. They can potentially get through only 2 arms, as they do trust the likes of Parker to go through 3 innings, 4 appearances already this season, 11 innings pitched. As 2 strikes to Nolasco. He's not happy with that second call. Thought it was maybe a little bit outside, a little bit upstairs, but Parker will work 0-2 regardless. He's got 18 strikeouts in 11 innings. That is the highest K per 9 of any pitcher in the playoffs. As that one misses low.
Yeah, it has a very high angle that he brings his arm from and just throws it down and at the batter, makes it a really intimidating pitch to face for these batters.
1-2. Big swing and a miss on that curveball. Nolasco can't keep up, and 19 strikeouts on this season. His first playoff K for number 44, as Nolasco unable to come up with anything there. You talk about that as why it's so good for Parker to be at that arm slot. It's difficult, first off, for guys at 6'8", 210. It's difficult at that height to get the zone, as you're moving a lot more vertically than I think a lot of guys have to. And when you come hammer down like Parker, you get extra innings, or extra inches, of extension, which give you a little bit later of a release point. So his pitch is coming out 7 to 8 inches further than maybe a reliever at the same height at 6'3". It makes a 92-mile-an-hour pitch. Feels like 95, feels like 96. As the 0-2 from Parker. Big swing and a miss. 7 pitches, 2 strikeouts. Only a singular miss to Nolasco. He is rolling here.
Parker relentless with these pitches. You mentioned how fast they might feel to these batters coming by them, and they're definitely feeling it now. An adjustment from the sidewind pitching of Charlie Hoagland, which is not with quite the same velocity, and now the ball just right by them before they can really blink. Senators need to adjust.
Parker loves building Legos in his free time, and he is just knocking down this Senators lineup as if they were some forgotten Legos. 0-1 count. Leadoff man Chase Fulford is 1 for 3 tonight, as he has an opportunity to try and break into this, and he is just on fire. Parker, 9 pitches, 8 strikes. He's got an 0-2 hole for Fulford here.
Talk about guys who are struggling to find the zone. He's struggling to miss it.
Foul backwards, and Fulford stays alive. When you have that extension as well, it makes breaking balls interesting, because he's got a slider that's now being thrown at a feeling like 85, and there are guys who just don't see that. Fastballs you can see in the 90s at the D3 level, but some of these guys, even at the D1 level, you aren't going to see a slider that hard. As Fulford takes this fast pitch into left, it'll get down for a bloop single. He gets under 1, tries and extends it 2, but a good throw from Foscolo. He's able to stop it, as there is a single. Fulford keeping things alive, the first hit for them since the 5th.
I think that is maybe a little bit the antithesis to what Parker is throwing at you. Is if you do make that contact, it's going to be hard contact. It's going to be quick off the bat, and it's going to allow you to reach on base often if you are able to make that contact.
Cool night here in Bethesda. Parker trying to keep these bats ice cold, as that first pitch missing inside. To the batter now, James Lehman, 1-2 with a hit by pitch. Only runner in scoring position today has been him twice and Jack Ewert once, as this one's fouled backwards. Excuse me, I have caught the hiccups. You're going to have to really scare me on the break here to try and strike those out of me.
Just talk about bad White Sox losses.
What? What? 1-1.
I'm hoping that will scare you.
Oh. Yeah. It did actually shock me, which might kind of work in the same way. We'll see. 1-1. Game 1 of the semifinals here has been quite the shock to the Senator Bats as they have gone cold. Only 185 average among the team yesterday in their divisional series, they call it, against the not in division Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts for the Senators. Went 3-1 there. Senators had the winning run on first in that 8th inning, but good pitching got them down. Same score as the other game today. 1-2. Outside, and Lehman staying alive against Parker.
And Parker having to fight a little bit more for this one as he quickly got 2 strikeouts here with Love a third. Even in the count.
Throw back to first. Doesn't even bother with the tag. Fulford, a stolen base threat, been caught stealing once tonight. 4th time this season being caught stealing. 3rd time caught stealing by Bethesda. Two-two count. Parker delivers. And he struck out the side. Well done from the George Mason Patriot, Atlantic 10 rookie first team last season, and you can see just why. The tall Parker, tall order, he delivers 6-0 as we head to the bottom of the 7th. So it's Palms trying to escape from the shade of the big train, 6-0, as he tries to find some sunshine here. A bit late into the night, admittedly, for that, as they have not had the offense they've needed on the Senator side. Southern Maryland at risk of giving Game 1 to Bethesda in this semifinal series. Brennan Wright will lead things off here as James Lehman, unable to convert, he struck out. On the offensive side, top 7. TJ Gramesty in that bottom of the 6th had a grounded to double play, which brings us to Brendan Wright here in this lineup.
Atmosphere rocking in the ballpark right now. Everybody happy in Bethesda.
First pitch missed inside.
Had Mr. Brightside by the Killers playing between innings.
1-0. Pitch missing high, and Palms in his third inning of work. Now fourth, excuse me. He has walked 3, struck out 3. No hits conceded yet. Smashed up the middle by right, collected by Rame, and he reins that one in. Lehman a good dig, but good play by the second baseman for the first out.
Good speed off the bat for Wright, but right to the second baseman had shifted over. It's a pretty easy ground out there as Big Train still with a pretty good cushion and great pitching from Hoagland, and then Parker struck out 3 straight. Keep them in prime position to go 1 up
Big
as far
hack.
as games in the series.
Big hack by Emilio Gonzalez as swing and a miss there. Gonzalez an RBI tonight on a single. Brennan Wright, the RBI leader tonight, who just went down with 2. Jack Gagan, Foscolo, Gramesty all bringing runs in on what has been a team effort. Inside pitch. Doesn't catch the glove at all of Anderson, and nearly the chest of Gonzalez was struck, which we talk about pretty often. He has been very unlucky this season. Some very tough hit-by pitches that have caused him to leave games, though never out for an extended period of even more than 1 game.
No, and he's a tough player. He, especially in the playoffs, will definitely grit it out as much as he can, barring a serious injury, but just avoided getting hit by that one.
So the 1-1 now. As Anderson spoke to his pitcher after a very far missed inside fastball. Trying to keep with Palms as long as they can. As Gonzalez ground ball to Rame. He has to make another backhand throw, nearly identical to the last one, but this one's way in the dirt. Lehman kind of looked more like a hockey goalkeeper as he tried to get that scoop. It was not close.
And he's not happy there with the throw into him on that one. Didn't really give him a chance of getting it out, and tempers flaring up a little bit between this Senators side as umpires are now coming together to discuss something here.
I believe what they may be speaking about is, was there some kind of obstruction made on Gonzalez there? Because, I mean, Lehman is fully stretched out. Yeah, it's obstruction called, and Senator side not happy with this one. Gonzalez will move over to second. Let's see what happens here, folks. The manager of the Senators.
Senators coach
Scott
really
Middleton.
animated here.
That's Scott Middleton out there. Trying to figure out what's going on here.
Already frustrated the last strikeout call. Thought the ball was tipped as Gagan missed the catch on the 3rd strike. Really frustrated with the refereeing of the game so far by the umpires.
So they'll go back, and Gonzalez will advance to second on an obstruction call. Team T was unable to advance on the goalkeeping ability by Lehman, who was trying to stop a passed ball and kind of got into a weird position where he had a leg outstretched to his right, which did prevent Gonzalez, they believe, from moving over. So not ideal for the Senators side as they try and recuperate here. Runner in scoring position, Zach Malvazio up. It's a bad equation. Malvazio, a lot of RBIs this year, leads the league in home runs.
You kind of mentioned it's a situation where bad goes to worse. It's a play that should probably be made over at first to get the second out. Instead, it's 1 out. You have the home run leader, and the man gets all the way over to second.
Big miss from Malvazio. He's 0 for 3 tonight. (6-0) lead in the bottom of the 7th for Bethesda. As Malvazio hits this one in the air to center. Coming in on it is Ewert. Going to be a difficult play, but not too difficult for the speedy Wolford Terrier for out number 2.
Does a good job to move his legs and get underneath that one to make sure that one doesn't get down in bloop territory. Gonzalez now there, stuck at second. 2 outs now, and the Senators don't want to concede anymore if they want any sort of shot in this one.
Big Train doing a very good job with runners in scoring position today, as well as just hitting in general with runners on. A lot of men stranded today for the side of the Senators as they have left their lawmaking constituents on base 8 times. Big Train are hitting 5 and 14 with runners on. 4 and 8 with runners in scoring position, as 2 and 8, which is a little bit better with runners on, and considering they're 2 and 6 on the Southern Maryland side at that department, but 0 and 2 with runners in scoring position. They just haven't got it going. This one popped up on the infield. Should be a can of corn. Lehman has to lunge forward, and he nearly missed it, but out number 3 regardless for the first baseman. We'll be right back. Cole Rame due up, the second baseman who made the error that did not cost the Senators. With only 6 outs remaining for the Senators, down 6-0. Towering right-hander was too tall a task for the Senators last time out. Aiden Parker in his second inning of work now as he struck out the side in the 7th, Zach.
Well, he was incredible. We talked about how his release point makes the ball feel like it's even faster than it really is, and it definitely felt that way for the Senators.
Ground ball, left side, and nothing doing for Cole Rame, who's now at an 0-1 count as that's foul. A fan in chat saying, watching the Big Train from New York City, so hello from Bethesda, I guess, as and me and Zach both really appreciate everybody tuning in tonight to the Game 1 of the Cal Ripken Senior League semifinals. Big Train leads 6-0. 1-1, high pitch from Parker, the upstairs curveball not swung on, 2-1 count.
We'll be interested to see who our furthest away listener is. Have a special listener in Provo, Utah tonight.
Breaking ball in there, 2-2. I guess if you are curious to join in that lottery, you won't win anything other than pride, but let us know where you're listening from. 2-2. Hitting the air to right, and Malvazio adjusts for out number 1. Our producer, Sean McAvoy, just left Carson Cass as the best in the chat. And that is the support you can get if you intern here at Bethesda for the Big Train. It's a pretty fun group that we have been honored to be chosen to represent, especially on the mics, for me and Zach. Long season coming to a close here as Game 1 of the semifinals. potentially on its way out to the expiration, as only 5 outs remaining for Jackson Hayes to make a difference. 0 for 3 tonight.
Well, we were asked today why would we tell other people to intern here, and I think my best answer to that question for sure is the kind of connections I was able to make with the people here and the people around the organization and people who have supported here has really been great, and the community that is able to be built within the interns here.
And the other writer, Julian, saying he's Team Zach Lewis.
We appreciate Julian's support.
Lines in the sand. Boca Raton, Florida. I don't know if that's farther. I don't think that's farther than Utah. That is pretty far.
Pretty far.
2-1. Sawed off backwards. So Parker, interestingly, he's only given up 7 hits and 4 walks this season. 8 now actually hits, but it's been really the walks that have done the damage for him this season. He's got 2 unearned runs. Has a 2-1 missed high. That's kind of the only way you can really get to him, and a 3-1 count for Jackson Hayes. He's done well to stick in, as now the curveball, which you saw planted very low at the knee level last inning, to strike out the side. A bit different on the other end. He has not been able to keep it down, as that fastball misses and some control wavering for Parker. Runner on with a 5-pitch walk for Hayes.
Well, you mentioned that the walk is what he has struggled with. It's kind of been the only thing that has given him any sort of problems there, and with that tall frame and release point, it can sometimes be hard to locate exactly how he needs to manipulate his throwing motion in order to get it into the zone.
First pitch delivered from Parker's outside. So 4 straight balls now for the right-handed 6'8" reliever. We mentioned at that taller height, you got a lot more moving parts. It's very difficult to try and find a way to keep your motion down pat and find in the zone. See guys like Randy Johnson, who took a very long time to find control in their careers with the stuff they had, as that one misses outside. I think a pretty prime example right now is the White Sox Noah Schultz, 6'9" righty, or 6'10" righty, excuse me. Or lefty has been a bit wild, and his stuff has depleted as he tries to find control. 2-0 back to first, and pickoff does not get anybody as Hayes back.
Well, I was telling my little brother about the pitcher on the Big Train staff who's 6'8", and his first comment was, why is he not playing D1 basketball?
Parker's just that good at baseball. Last season, in his freshman year for George Mason, he earned Atlantic 10 Conference All-Rookie Team honors. The website actually says he's 6'7", and we measured it. He's taller than that. 6'8" for the Virginia Beach native. At a First Colonial High School. 3-0 count, struggling to find the zone here quickly, and does find it on 3-0, excuse me. We talked about the last time the Senators had themselves down double digits, or down at all to the Big Train. They've come back the last 3 games. The first time it happened, 18 unanswered. Now one outside, and he walked Anderson quickly. Now 2 on, 1 out.
Well, he fought back in it, got a strike, but is still kind of having the same sort of zone issue here. Gagan will give him a second to breathe and second to try and get his rhythm right. And this one, as we've seen games get out of hand quickly, and especially against these Senators, so has to be careful here with 2 on.
See another point for Team Zach. I'm down 2-1 in this game, folks. It's a non-existent game. Big Train hold out for this result. They will go tomorrow to Regency Furniture Field. Stadium. Excuse me. It is not just a field. It is a stadium. It is a full stadium that the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs play out of. We'll be there with video for the first time on an away game this season. Very excited to play host to the Senators' home side.
Well, it's a beautiful part of Maryland over there as well, in the Waldorf area near the Chesapeake Bay. Excited to go out there and play at a cool stadium as well.
Pitch missed inside. The Senators normally play there during the summer, but did not get it this season. But they did get it for their playoffs, so this would be fun. 1-0 count as he misses again to Kyla Wynn. So his last few at-bats, we've seen him go a little bit awry on the mound. As that one in there. It's the third strike he has thrown since Cole Rame lined out. Kyla Wynn 0 for 3 today. Left-handed batter's got 2 on, 1 out. Missed inside, 2-1 the count now.
Motion from Parker looking a little bit more like he's pushing the ball out of his hand instead of as much of a smooth release. Kind of trying to force it into the zone instead of letting it just drop in there.
Comes that 2-1. Good pitch. It's on the upstairs inside corner. Fastball to Kyla Wynn, and now punch out territory for man looking for 4, Parker. 2-2. Line drive gets down for a base hit. It will hold the runner at third, knowing that it is not worth risking the out here. And they've got a force everywhere. Parker is surrounded, at risk of giving up what will be his first earned run of the playoffs. He did end his regular season marker unscathed.
Tough situation here. We'll see how many batters the Big Train pitching staff let him face here, as still needs 2 outs with bases loaded.
Ooh, first pitch swinging from the likes of Ethan Adams. Caught and clipped Gagan. He's 1 for 3 tonight, excuse me. After Kyla Wynn's single, it'll be up to him to try and drive some runners home. Bases loaded, he serves as the deficit only to 2.
Adams had definitely decided he was swinging at that pitch before he even saw it out of the hand.
1-0 misses outside. Wild pitch offense, and the first runner is scored for the Senators. Runners moving to second and third now as Hayes able to take advantage of that one. And Anderson and Lewin looming threats for Adams on the 1-1.
It's really not the way you want to concede a run here, and all of a sudden 6-0 feels very different than 6-1.
Trying to find some offense going. Adams just watches one go by him Broadway. It's a part of the lineup the Big Train are happy to try and go against. One, two. Big swing and a miss. That hook caught him, and a throw over to first. Gagan does get the drop third runner, and a strikeout completed for Parker. As now 4 strikeouts in this game, second out in the inning. Trying to get out of this one with only a runner earned against, as Yenli Nolasco will come up trying to give the first earned run.
Well, it was good of the Big Train pitching staff to sow so much faith in their man Parker on the mound, and does a good job delivering that strikeout there. Gagan has to kind of dive on top of a pitch there in order to keep it in front of him.
Swashbuckling save from the new Norfolk State Spartan. Michael Vick coaches their football team. 1-0. Parker delivers. Hit high as Nolasco watches one upstairs.
Mentioning the Big Train coaching staff showing a lot of faith in Parker, and he comes in and delivers what he needed to there on that strikeout.
Good hook. 2-1 as that one finds the zone. Some Premier League friendlies starting today as I see a Liverpool and a Germany jersey in the crowd. 2-1.
Hook is lined into center. Going to be a catch. Gramesty able to stop the threat. 2 runners stranded. Now bringing the total to double digits. 10 runners left on by these Senators. Need to try and load the plate and eat off of it, and they have done poorly there. 5-run deficit as they get one plated. They'll have to get the rest in the top of the 9th and hold them here at bottom 8 on the Big Train Baseball Network. So a near sellout crowd tonight for Shirley Povich, as a lot of guys, Cals, filling the seats tonight. Pretty good start for the playoffs, as it's been some serious noise here. Big Train facing elimination. Not quite yet. They hope they never do, as a clean 4-0 sweep would be their hope in these playoffs. But we know that Olney has a tendency to go topsy-turvy, as Cal Johnson will face Palms now in his 5th inning of work. The starter normally, Palms coming in after relieving in the 4th inning. Got every out in that one, as Johnson quickly into an 0-2 hole as he swings at the fastball low. He's really settled into this ball game. He has definitely come to play fully now. Through 4 innings of work, he has only conceded 3 walks and 4 base runners total on an error. One, two, outside. A little bit upstairs. Holmes, a Youngstown State Penguin. One of the more fun names in this league. Definitely been his best appearance of the year, as the 2-2 hook gets Cal Johnson swinging. Pretty good at bat there from Johnson, but he just can't seem to find that slider as he works back to 2-2, and Palms flat beats him. Johnson now 1 for 4 on the night. It brings up the 1 for 3. Ryan Foscolo, RBI double in this ball game already, as that one's fouled back into the netting by the Miller and Long grandstand, the concrete company that helped make the stands here at Shirley Povich possible. Tyler about the Premier League, 4-2, 6 goals scored in a matchup that happened in the United States for Premier League friendlies at Geodis Park in Nashville, home of Nashville SC. Pitch making miss inside, as 2-1 count to Foscolo. He hits this one pretty high and deep to left field, but Nolasco trying to tail under it. Able to get there for out number 2.
Well, it's quickly the Senators collecting the outs that they need. It'll be much more in this game up to what's happening in the top of the 9th than this inning, as Big Train would love to give themselves a little more cushion, though, going into the 9th.
Strike 1 on the outside corner. A 0-1 count to start for Kieran Coleman, the late addition to the roster, who's 0 for 1 tonight with 2 walks.
That one waking up the Senators coaching staff over there, as it was right into the screen in front of them.
0-2 count quickly for Coleman. Palms. Foul back. Scaring all the fans today. Two younger fans flinched at that one right behind the dish. It was a cool day. We'll get down to the 60s tonight for the first time in probably forever here. And just a bit outside from Palms.
Coleman maybe would have had enough time there to steal first base.
I don't even know. Sometimes you miss so far outside that it's just going to hit the back screen so hard, and that's what it does there. As now the 0-2 to 3-2. Coleman's done a very good job working back into this count, and they have a payoff pitch here. The first of the game, notably. Sorry, 2-2.
Lined in the air to center. It's going to get down. Coleman digging in. He'll go to 2. Trying to find it. Did he get under the tag? No, he did not. So a single, but he is caught at second base for out number 3. Senators thankful for that one. They do have a long road back, though. Need 5 runs in the top half of the 9th inning on the Big Train Baseball Network to avoid going down 1-0 in this semifinal game 1. Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. 6-1. The lead for Bethesda as Aiden Parker will try and go for the save for 3 total innings pitched. That will give him the moniker. Not too long, not too short, as it has to be exactly 3 innings, which is an interesting stat there. But with only up 1-0, are we doomed to see trains and planes in this championship final, or can the Senators work their way back? It's been a pretty scoreless affair for them, except a mistake in the top of that 8th inning, where we're going to rely on Parker to find his control here. If you are Bethesda, Zach, one heck of a matchup brewing today. We saw in the beginning 6-1 lead. It has gone up to the shape of the Big Train stepping up and the Senators unable to foot the bill.
Well, I think the clear difference in this match is the pitching staff. Big Train pitchers Hoagland coming in and having a very good outing, being very successful with his defense behind him, of course, making the plays. Senators, both their pitchers not having their on days and had to try and swing big to make up for that, and their batting lineup that they chose tonight not really able to get a foothold in this game.
Kind of slipped instantly, and it kind of fell as 5 players tonight with RBIs for Bethesda has been a team affair in the 6-1 lead, as 0-2 quickly hole made by Jack Ewart. He struck out in the 7th against Parker.
Parker does find his control really well there on his first pitch, second one swinging.
It was a very good outing from Hoagland, and that one right on the outside corner got him looking frozen as Ewart nowhere to go but the dugout for strikeout number 5. Goodness gracious.
Parker took his inning off, half inning I should say, in the bottom of the 8th, and now is back ready for fire in the top of the 9th.
So 4 straight strikes. Parker working very efficiently tonight. Seems to have found his groove. That one fouled backwards. And
Senator Bat's a little rattled here as they're watching their chances that going up in the series dwindle before their eyes.
0-2. There goes the immaculate inning if you were looking for it. 5 straight strikes, and they Fulford fight off another pitch there. So Hoagland, you mentioned, very good start to this game with 6 innings pitched. Parker, very good arm, but you want to keep him in a ball game that he can go pretty long in, and he does so there. Gives the bullpen more flexibility tomorrow, as this one's hit very well into left field at the wall. It'll be a combination. They both aren't able to get there. Was that a catch? No, it was not. Hit the ground, kind of gets right into the white part of the scoreboard at the bottom portion with the Banner Montgomery logo, as well as the Montgomery Park District logo. And it drops right in front of Foscolo for a double.
Selling. Monster hit there. So it carries back, hits the ground right before the scoreboard, and I think kind of bounces up off it. Able to get that ball back in and keeps the man for the Senators over at second.
Down to 2 outs, but a double. It's the first extra base hit all night for the Senators. Pitch misses high, and it's a very big departure from Bethesda, and I think you could see that in that first inning with the tone setter of Gonzalez doubling in the first. It was always going to be tough to shut down this Big Train lineup, and they have, apart from 2 innings. Ooh! Missing inside, second hit by pitch of the season for Parker. He catches the rear end of James Lehman.
That one is definitely a stinger. He's going to feel that one tomorrow morning. Have a bit of a bruise. Parker going from the hottest start to this inning to once again losing just a little bit of control. Has to find it quickly.
First pitch outside to the likes of Cole Ream, the second baseman. I mean, we were talking about an immaculate inning, 5 pitches into this. And then very quickly it tails off into a double, a hit by pitch, and a 1-0 count to the second baseman, Ream, who has already singled twice. He's 2 for 3 on the day. Also accumulated a walk.
Both teams haven't walked a whole ton tonight. The Big Train walking a little more than the Senators so far, but Parker has to be careful of his walks.
Smashed up the middle, and Ream will have one runner get down, as this one going to be an extra bag attempted here from the likes of the runners on base already, and it is 6-2 the Senators. Foot the bill a little bit further. It's getting through the house now as 6-2 for the deficit, with runners at the corners and a singular out.
Well, the Senators now have 3 more hits than the Big Train as well. Had not been able to be effective with their hits. I had kind of figured Parker out in these last 2 innings.
So third single of the day for Cole Ream. Over there at first, it's an RBI. First pitch, fastball down Broadway. Hayes watches it go by. He's 0 for 3 with a walk today. Going through a portion of the lineup now. 4, 5, and 6. The heart of the order, only a singular hit and 2 walks among them, as they're 1 for 10. As that pickoff attempt back to first does not get any man Ream. Fulford was the one who scored on that last single as well, by the way. Lehman is at third. 0-1, same pitch down the middle, and he watches it go by. 0-2 count. Nerve-wracked Hayes. Sees 2 knee-buckling fastballs, but can he fight back 0-2?
Senators 1 hit away from potentially getting this within 1.
0-2 is sawed off up the middle, and Coleman calling for it. Gets into his glove. 2 outs. Senators down to the final 1. As Jackson Hayes pops out to kind of the outfield. It's almost an F6, you would call it.
Interestingly enough, Gramercy has moved into right with Malvazio in center now as far as defensively for the Big Train.
That is likely due to wanting to make sure they can get a runner at home. They believe Malvazio has a better chance at center moving in, and they think Gramercy, and I think this is right, could probably throw a guy out from the bushes behind the right field wall.
He has got one heck of an arm talent for a 5'7" catcher. 1-0. Pitch missing again, and a 2-0 count quickly. Down 4. They're looking for another base runner to make Zach Anderson be one of the runners to plate for Kyla Wynn, who would have bases loaded if he is able to convert this 2-0 to a walk. That pitch just in there.
Parker fights back in this one. Has the full backing of the Big Train staff. Hasn't even had a mound visit, even though he's been a little inconsistent in the last couple batters. He's fought back really well.
2-1 and a big swing and a miss. Senators down to their final strike. Can this one get through the House, through the Senate, to convert to a win? Parker, 2-2. Hit in the air to left. It is foul, but he destroyed that.
Yeah, really got all of that pitch, and it's a moment of heart and mouth for Big Train fan and team alike. It's that one definitely could have had the carry to take it over a fence if it had been in fair territory.
Here comes the 2-2. Did he go? No, he did not. Payoff as that one makes it in the zone, they think, but just a little bit on the outside corner, and he didn't go. Good hook. Parker, 3-2. Payoff pitch. Ground ball left side. It gets not through. Caught by Panette. Throw to first. Good dig. Sign, seal, and deliver. Big Train wing game 1, 6-2. They hold on. Stellar pitching performances do it, and they will head on the road tomorrow. Put the Senators on the brink.
Playoff play there from Panette as he delivers the throw over to first that will end this one. The Big Train are now 1-0 in a 3-game series, best of 3, as we will go to Waldorf tomorrow for the second game of the series. Big Train looking to put it away in 2.
Windhorn blares, and it is pitching that does it in a 6-2 victory. We mentioned very good season so far for Bethesda. They are continuing on to it, trying to find their second four-peat in the last 9 years of play, the most dominant team in history, trying to go 3-0 in the last 3 years as well against the Senators in the playoffs. They've played in the semis every single time. Senators have lost in 2 every time. Can the Senators change their habits in history? We'll find out tomorrow at 4:30. I've been Carson Cass with Zach Lewis beside me. Thank you very much for watching, and good night.